Grand rising, beautiful souls. Hello, welcome to my channel. It is the Soul Leader. My name is Soul Leader. To anyone that is new, welcome to my channel. Welcome to a safe haven. Welcome to a place where we are here to share our stories and share our love and light and help each other grow. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to the Most High for waking me so early and putting some messages inside of me to share with you. Um, so I woke this morning about 5 something, and let me sit where it's bright. All right, excuse me, because I just got up out my sleep and I just could not make this video. I got out of my sleep, make the baby a bottle and stuff like that, and I was in the restroom. I went to get some tissue. I didn't even turn the light on. And all I heard was, I fear nothing. So I went to get back in bed for a second because I was going to go back to sleep. But I have this energy and this feeling right now. And something was like, no, don't go to sleep. You got a word to give. So I went and grabbed my phone because I use the Bible app, and today's verse is Psalm 23. And the reason why I am going to use Psalm 23 is because for my healing, the Lord told me to read Psalms, even though I had, learned that from other people. I just never really acted on it. But when the Lord told me, use Psalms and all those other verses that you wrote down for protection and healing, you know, and work off of that. Stop trying to force everything down your brain, because the Bible is a very large book and it takes time to embed these things in your mind, right? And in your heart and your soul. But anyway, this video is about peace, confidence, and joy. That is the title of this video, based off of Psalm 23, NIV version. I don't pretty much read King James Version. In my opinion, the words feel dressed up to me. Whereas there are other versions that the message is pretty clear. I don't know why, but I'm not really a fan of King James Version or New King James. That's just my opinion. Um, Everybody can read what they want. Don't mean I don't read it. I do read different versions because you never know what you may pick up on. So no, I'm not against it. It's just, for me, I don't like it dressed up. I like things plain and simple, straight to the point, not something that's going to have me imagining. That's what it does for me. It kind of confuses me a little bit sometimes with them fancy words or the way that it's dressed up. I don't like it. That's my opinion. But anyway, back to the point. So I'm gonna read some things I wrote down. This is really short, but most of this is winged off the top of my head. So the reason why I wanted to make this video, because it was weird to me. Not weird, but when I had that thought, and then to pick up my phone and look at the Bible app and the verse of the day, and for it to even be speaking on the very thought I had moments ahead of time. I didn't know why I had that thought out of nowhere to say, I fear nothing. And this is true. This is true. I mean, I'm not saying that I haven't experienced fear before, but what I'm saying is, I fear nothing because the knowing I have in the Lord right now, the knowing that I've gained, the knowing of knowing where I come from. So, I wanted to talk about how I dealt with the darkness and being alone, and how it allowed me to see, how it allowed me to feel things I didn't want to, nor I knew that I would ever feel. But I felt it and I dealt with it. And in order for me to deal with those things, honesty was key, meaning I had to be honest with myself with what I was dealing with. I had to be honest with myself with taking accountability for the situation I allowed myself to get in. Even though in my situation I was so innocent, still I played a major role because I stayed longer than I should. And I usually don't even want to discuss what I went through, but that played a major role because in what I went through in a 10-year period, it was like reliving cycle after cycle of the things that I've been going through since I took my first breath on this earth, And so for me, that's why it stands out and it's significant because it played a major role in my life of a part that I don't ever forget about. You can't forget when you go through some things like that and then you find out that it was on purpose. Can you imagine what it felt like just knowing you've been living a lie that you didn't even create, an illusion that someone else put up against you. Like, I know that some people may not think it's real, but it is. People do put black magic on people. There are people who worship Satan. There are people who you wouldn't even imagine that do these things. But I can say that I was a victim of that and I had no idea. Doesn't feel great even admitting it, but I found this out a while ago and it was things that led to it that, you know, beginning on this awakening. I told you I'm a visionary. So I get vision of these things. And imagine the things that you already question being flashed in your mind, showing you what you need to know and what you need to do to get out that situation you got in. That's what happened to me, And when I think about love being the key, kindness being the key, knowing being the key, that's all I had. Because during that darkness I was going through, right? I remember that period in high school when I told you the moment I realized that God's hand was in my life, the moment I realized that God was always walking with me. When I was in high school, I was really in the word. I was focused. Couldn't nobody take it from me because I already knew what was for me. I was walking in my purpose. But there were things that another person was doing to throw obstacles in my way, and I didn't see it that way. I had no idea. I couldn't understand how I was on my path and then I got stagnant for a second. I had no idea that someone was deliberately trying to keep me off my purpose. I had no idea that the thoughts I was having were not just happening. These things were being created for me. But even though while somebody was trying to create a ripple effect in my life, which they did, but I still persevered. You want to know why I still persevered? Just knowing God, knowing what he said to me, knowing each and every day when I got up, when I started taking what I was doing serious, when I made up my mind like, Lord, I'm going after what I asked you for. And even though I had a child while I was in high school, I watched many girls had babies and stuff never come back. Or if they did, they just stayed for another 5 years. It didn't happen with me. I did what I had to do so I could finish. I did what I had to do to pass both my tests so that I could get my cosmetology license. And, you know, when I was taking that test, and I remember it so vividly, the whole time I'm taking the test, the Lord was telling me, he kept saying, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. I was in the middle of taking my, I was doing the nail, building the nail. I forgot what it's called, that part of the test. But anyway, I'm not good at doing nails. I never liked that stuff. I don't want to touch people's hands. I just don't. And I was messing up. But in my mind, I was like, oh no, I'm not about to fail this off of no nail. I did the blood spill with no problem. But doing the nail, I still have the hand in my room as a reminder of where I came from. And I passed everything with flying colors. Like, I'm telling you, when I was standing up there and I was looking at what the other girls was doing. The thing that they did better than me was the nails. So I knew what most of the other schools was focused on, but I was so blessed to have Mr. Herman Jackson from Baltimore. Well, I'm telling y'all where I'm at. I wasn't supposed to do that. Let me edit that part out. I don't know if I know where I'm at. um, but anyway, Mr. Herman Jackson at the head school I went to, he gave me some great knowledge. And with that knowledge, I used it in my test. Even with my state board teacher, Miss Renee, I learned a lot from her too. And Miss everybody. I learned something from everybody that I went to. I don't want to name everybody's names because these people are living their lives, minding their business, and I don't want to draw attention to people. But just that knowing when I was finishing it and when I got my results, I never cried tears of joy until that moment. That was the first time I ever cried tears of joy. And on that day while I was joyful, there were things that occurred that somebody tried to take my moment from me, but it didn't work. It didn't work. But I pat myself on my back because something I manifested came into fruition. A lot of things I manifested came into fruition. May not be the way that I dreamed of it, but it came. And just knowing that I asked for things and the Lord gave it to me, not in my timing, but in his timing according to his purpose. And I'm telling you, it is the best feeling because that's the same feeling I'm experiencing now. And I'm not even taking anybody's test but the Lord's test. You get what I'm saying? And when I think about in the darkness, what did I do? I'm trying not to cry. What did I do? As I went from being so happy in a relationship to, it was like so much, not even just in a relationship. It was other people and even on the outside, just always being attacked by people. And when I go back into the books I used to write, and when I realized that I had writer's block for 7 years straight. Didn't understand it when I'm a creator. I'm creative. I'm always writing. I'm always thinking. Always have something good to say to somebody. And it's a natural thing. It's not like I say it just so you can say something to me. It's in my heart to be kind. And during that darkness, I prayed. I always had faith. Just knowing that was going to pass. So all I had in my mind, like, this is not going to be like this forever. And hope. Because even when 2020 got here, and I got on my last straw of dealing with the things I was dealing with, I couldn't take it no more because I realized, like, that I had changed. I saw it. I started looking at myself. I was carrying a baby. I didn't want to be pregnant. It's not like I didn't do anything to prevent it, but I didn't want to be. I really didn't want to be, but my son is a blessing because even though I didn't want to be in that moment, the Lord still gave him to me because I always said I wanted a son. I always told the Lord my max was 4 kids, but if I get more, I get more, And when I realized that it was hard for me to accept that I was carrying a child because in that moment, that whole time I was carrying him was when I was waking up. When I was realizing that I couldn't sit in unhappiness. When I was realizing that I wasn't walking in my purpose anymore. When I was realizing that my thoughts were negative. I was believing lies about myself that wasn't true. I was believing I was stuck. I felt restricted. But all in all, I still persevered. When I look back, I still persevered because even though when I was put in a position to have so much taken from me, when I was being used and abused and lied on and I can name so many things that was really happening to me that nobody knew about. And I would still have a smile on my face. I would still be uplifting to others. I would still be there for people. But you know what? People couldn't be there for me. And I had realized that people couldn't give me this peace I have. People couldn't give me the joy I have now. You know, like nobody was there for me. Even before it even got bad. Even when I still was good, happy before I got in a bad situation, nobody still was there for me. And I never let go of what God told me. I never give up. I never lose sight of the vision, you know? Because at first I was looking for a light at the end of the tunnel until I realized I was the light in the tunnel. Until I realized how much power I have, you know? And it was like, Lord, Lord. He's saying keep flowing. He's telling me to just keep saying what I'm saying. And when I think about the times of the physical fights, the emotional abuse, the way people still treat me to this day, I'm not okay with how they act and how they treat me. But I stand up for myself. I don't allow them to get away with things. It's multiple people. And I'm just going to say, like, I was looking for the light, not realizing I'm already the light. I felt stuck. I felt controlled, restricted, but God moved all chains. God is infinite. So if God is in you, why restrict yourself? We have dominion. Fear not, because I know who I come from. And knowing who you come from, you know where you're going, right? And in the midst of people getting in my way, trying to stop me from getting a home, trying to stop me from getting a car, trying to stop me from even getting to the place of creating generational wealth, the Lord said, no, they not going to stop my child. He calls me daughter. The Lord calls me daughter. In the moment that he said that to me, oh, I broke down and cried, because I feared doing this channel at one point in time, because I know that there's some people who's going to say, oh, no, not her. Who is she to give a word? But you never know how the Lord been working in my life. Many people never knew how close I always been to God. I hid it. I hid it because they not good people. They didn't need to know that. You know, I didn't feel safe letting them know what I really believed and what I was really doing behind closed doors. You know, it's like that moment the Lord, the moment I saw God, the moment that I did, and never let go of that, even though I was in my darkness. I never let go of that, and I didn't run for what I was feeling. I felt some really bad emotions, and I sat in it. I sat in it. I didn't really have a choice, because I was forced to be alone. And not necessarily by a person, even though that person was allowed, you know, to do the things that they done, because if they haven't done it, I wouldn't have begun to love myself again. To love myself more than I ever loved myself before. You know, I was turning old in my looks. I didn't look like me, you know. I find peace in knowing that everything I went through is not in vain. I find peace because count it on joy. How can you not have peace? You gotta have some type of peace, you know. And it's like, I have confidence now. I have confidence in the Lord. I have confidence knowing that what I'm doing is good. I have confidence knowing that these videos I put out here is going to help somebody. I have confidence knowing that we all can help each other. We all have a testimony. I find joy in knowing that the Lord is moving in my life. And so is he moving in yours, whether you believe it or not. It's like, the Lord is my refuge, and I pray that he is yours, because when I would have issues, I used to get on phone call, people want to talk to people. The moment I realized that people can't help me, I stopped telling people my problems. I give it to God now, you know? Because like right now, I'm in a season, everything ain't so great. I don't have what I particularly want as far as financially in this moment, you know, because I had a hiatus of happening. It goes up and down sometimes. But with me, what I'm trying to learn and do is where I shouldn't even be in a position where it should still be doing this. I'm trying to put myself in a position where my money is here and I don't have to focus on making sure I have this and that for my kids or having to ask people. That's all I've been always trying to do, right? And once I no longer have to worry about that, I would rather be able to focus on businesses, focus on the kids and the things that go with them. I want to be able to nurture those parts of my life that I have neglected, you know, nurture those parts of my life. Whereas though I'm being help to others. Because for me, what I find in my purpose is I find joy in uplifting others and helping others and just being helpful, period. I don't like to see people down and hurting out because I know what it feels like. You know, I know what it feels like to be abandoned your entire life and not really have people. Imagine being a child and having to go through that. Some children don't. A lot of people turn into straight narcissists because of hurt. You know, I never allow what hurts me to change who I am or define me. I never have it in my heart to hurt others. If I ever hurt somebody, it is not intentionally. In the moment that you tell me that I did something, I do my best to fix it. You know, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. No one should ever want, because your help comes from the Lord. And you know, I don't know what more to tell you, but I'm going to read Psalm 23 to you all. And I want you to know that, no, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not a saint. I'm none of those things. If anything, I made a choice to better my life, and that's all I'm about. I'm an air sign. I love change. Change is growth. Only reason why I said that, because there's a lot of things that people don't know. Everybody interpret God in their own way and believe things in their own way. And I don't judge people, and I don't tell people they right or wrong. You know, if anything, we all can come together and, you know, talk about God and share our knowledge and like that, instead of, oh, this is the way. No, that is the way. None of us really know, because we're in a human body, you know, and some things that people don't understand in the human body, you know, it's beyond our understanding. So let me read Psalm 23, a Psalm of David, to you all. And we're going to end this video, and I'll see you on the next one. So let's read. Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He make me lie down in green pastures. He lead me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Amen. And right now, that's a part of my life where I'm getting to see it, and I don't enjoy seeing my enemies be my footstool. Whenever I do get the chance to see it for myself, when people have wronged me, have really come against me, and I don't mean wrong me as in just slandering my name. I'm talking about wrong me to the point like uh taking it as far as emotional abuse and stuff, taking it as far as trying to destroy me for no reason when I don't do anything to anybody to make them want to destroy me. The only thing that makes people want to destroy me is when you are of light. People don't like people that's confident in the light, and I realize that now. Even where I come from, now I realize why I've always been attacked, or why every time when I get so close to a breakthrough. And so now I am prepared for these things, and I'm not afraid of these things, and sometimes I don't get to see my enemies go through their karma and stuff. I don't even really care to see it, but when I do get to see it, and sometimes it ain't pretty, but I allow people to go through what they go through, because trust me, I have done things in my life and reaped my own karma, whether it was good or bad. And whenever I received bad karma, it was mostly the times when I didn't understand that I shouldn't retaliate. But the moment I realized that retaliating against somebody, even if it wasn't really in a bad way, but trying to seek vengeance, trust me, the karma, it wasn't ever beautiful for me either. So that's why when things would happen, when people would do things, I no longer seek revenge, because I already knew the Lord was going to get them. And I learned that as a kid. So as a kid, having that knowledge that early, I was very young when I realized that. That's why I didn't attack people. Even if like the moment I got banked before, left with really not much of a scratch, just one right here in the bite mark, and got kicked in the eye. Wow. But it happened. We all get in this stuff. Sometimes you can't avoid things. You just got to go through. Sometimes you're going to go through that. Trust me. I'm pretty sure plenty of y'all parents out here had to happen to y'all kids and y'all went so crazy. But what you got to understand is sometimes people are going to go through things they don't want to go through. But just because somebody physically done that to you, that's not killing your spirit, right? You can't kill my spirit. You can do whatever you want to this body, but you can't kill my spirit. I know who I come from. And I encourage you to have that peace and confidence and joy with God. It's not going to come just so fast, like just picking up the Bible. It's the moment that you choose to walk with God, and it's the moment that you act upon it. Like I told you, I've been doing this for a year, and now it's 13 months of me straight really seeking God. I never done that before, and the reason, and then once I realized that it turned into a year, it's like now I have this unwavering faith I always desired. And I know where I'm going. And right now, only reason why I'm not afraid of what I'm going through, which is temporarily, because I'm going through it all while I'm in my own home. I'm going through it all while I'm really in control of my reality. You're always in control of your own reality. So it makes it so much easier for me to go through other things, because I don't have many other things on my plate that I got to focus on too. Like focus on if somebody's cheating, focused on if somebody's lying, focused on if somebody's stealing, focused on where I'm going to live, where I'm going to go, what's going to happen, or where my money going to come from. I'm not focused on none of those things. The Lord always provides my needs. He knows what I need before I know. So that's why I have this peace and this knowing, because I can look back at all the storms I went through and how I came out, So with me knowing that, I pray that you would know that. Look back in your life at some of them times that you went through. It was so awful, but look at you now. You're still here. You're still breathing. We cannot live through life without problems, because in your problems you learn, you grow. That's how you get your strength. You cannot know God if you don't go through anything. Trust me, down in the valley, it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. But have faith and know that it's just a season. Seasons change. We live through it physically, And then you'll go through seasons emotionally. spiritually. You know, it's so many things in how everything connects. In the moment that the Lord allowed me to explain that to y'all, what knowledge he gave me, I can't wait till we get to that video, but we're not there yet. The Lord says we're not there yet. I can't reveal that yet because I'm still learning all that I need to know so that I can deliver that to you, something that I discovered and not many people do. But I have to keep that knowledge to myself at the moment until it's the right time to birth it. But right now, what we are birthing is you learning how to find joy and peace in your storm and having confidence in knowing who you are, where you come from, and where you are going. So again, beautiful souls, this video is now 30 minutes long. I didn't expect to make it this long, but at the same time, the word was on me and I had to deliver it to you. So peace and blessings, beautiful souls, to the next video.